Okay. Do you remember those kids growing up who were just always having fun? Like you knew if you had a play date with them, you were gonna have a good time. They were always coming up with the best ideas when you were playing pretend. They had the best snacks at their house, and they just seemed constantly happy.
That was me. I grew up one of the happiest kids ever, and literally nothing could have ruined my day. No matter what, you could always find me laughing with my friends on the way to school in the morning, running around at recess, dressing like a princess, or playing with my dog, or even sledding after school, then doing it all over again the next day.
But as I got older and went through middle school and high school, things started to change. Friends moved away. After school snacks turned into I'm not hungry, and the princess outfits were put up in the attic. With all of the new responsibilities I had as a high schooler, I didn't even have any time to play with my family dog. Do you ever have one of those days? One of those days at work or school, wherever you may be, where it just feels like a never ending Monday? That's what life started to feel like for me. Every single day. I went from a fun, happy go lucky girl to someone who barely talked.
After a while, my family started to notice something was wrong and took me in to see a specialist, where I was diagnosed with depression at the young age of 14. It may not look like it from the outside, but I was really struggling. And unfortunately, through all the therapy and medication I tried, I couldn't seem to get out of this rut I was in.
Now, don't get me wrong. I was blessed to have such a great support system and family who ensured that I got the help I needed. But no matter what I did, I felt like nothing was working. In fact, the only thing that seemed to really help me was spending time with my dog, Winnie.
Winnie reminded me of myself as a child in many ways. She was just like young me. She had infectious energy, was constantly happy, and was always ready for an adventure. It was comforting to have her with me, not only because of the happy memories I had with her, but because of how happy she was herself. She would lay in bed with me for hours as I battled depression, even when she would probably much rather be running outside.
So, as I got older, I started to think about how fascinating it was that she was in this perpetual state of happiness. I know she's just a dog, but to me, she craved what I wanted. No worries, tail wagging, and always up for an adventure. One day, just out of curiosity, I decided to look up the science behind dogs always seeming happy. Turns out there's a ton of research on canine behavior and why they can be so happy around humans.
The American Kennel Club outlines many things that keep dogs happy, such as consistent exercise, set sleep and eating schedules, socialization with others, opportunities to learn through training, and even dedicated time to play.
I was kind of rolling my eyes reading through these, like, yeah, because they're dogs. So I just shut my computer. However, the more I thought about it and how close I am with my dog, I thought, there's no way we can be that different.
So I decided to research this phenomenon. In 2018, Dr. Rodney Page, professor of medical oncology and director of the Flint Animal Cancer Center, stated that the differences between humans and dogs are quite small. Humans and dogs are 95% identical genetically.
So, if we aren't really that different, I wonder if trying some of the things that make Winnie happy would make me happy? I know what you're thinking. It sounds like a crazy, stupid idea, but I was desperate to get out of the rut I was in. So I decided, what do I have to lose? I'll try it.
So I called this experiment staying positive. I know it's corny, but it's kind of cute, right? And I decided to start with the one that seemed the easiest walks.
Now, going from locking yourself in your room every day for years to trying a new form of exercise can be scary. So I took baby or puppy steps. I started my daily walking by literally going to the end of my cul-de-sac and back. I brought Winnie with me, and on these short walks, she was totally rolling her eyes at me and thinking, this girl can't go very far. However, every day I went a little bit further. It wasn't easy at first because I was pretty out of shape, but after just a few short weeks, I was going around my whole neighborhood and already feeling the benefits. Of course, I knew walking was good for my overall physical health, but I didn't realize just how much of it impacted my mental health. Dr. Tyler Wheeler points out that walking may help ease symptoms of depression because of the boost in endorphins it provides. And I noticed a difference after just a few short walks.
Walking has a positive influence on your central nervous response system, which is responsible for your stress response. Walking helps calm nerves, relieve stress, improve sleep, reduces your cholesterol, and even helps improve heart health. As much as I hated to admit it, this walking was benefiting me and Winnie at the same time, and I didn't know why I hadn't started sooner.
Now that I realized how well this is working, I decided to take another page out of Winnie's book and try to socialize more. Dogs need socialization and oftentimes become depressed or anxious without it. The same things happen to humans. But I had isolated myself for so long, I had no clue how to approach this. I still was attending school every day, but it wasn't like I could go smell people's butts the way my dog could. So I decided to combine another thing Winnie loved to do, playing with her toys, with the socialization aspect. Now, I know I'm a little old to be playing with toys, so instead I decided to take on some new hobbies because hobbies in my head kind of equals socialness. I'll be honest, at first it wasn't a success. I tried just about every hobby possible: knitting, gardening, painting, you name it. But instead of focusing on the social aspect, I ended up just taking all of the stuff home and doing these alone. It was fun to play with my toys, but it didn't really allow me to be social. So I decided I had to try a few things that would actually force me to be social. The first thing I did was sign up for ceramics. I don't have a kiln at home, so I knew I had to take a class. And through the ceramics class, I ended up meeting my best friend, who is now my best friend, Ruby. We still talk every single day, and we really bonded over not knowing how to use any form of clay or make a bowl. Another thing that I tried was gymnastics. So when I was younger, I was really into gymnastics, but as I got older and kind of fell into a depression, I stopped going. I thought maybe if I tried going again, it could be fun. I took an adults gymnastics class and it was really silly at first, but I ended up really getting into it and loving it. And I got so good at it that I joined my high school's cheer team. It makes me sad that I had to wait until senior year to have that realization that it was something that I loved. But as a senior in high school, I joined the team and made so many amazing memories. All of these things that were tips from my dog Winnie, tips, they actually helped me so much in life. And I really, really was turning a corner.
So, what can we learn from dogs? What tips can you use in your life? Well, we've learned that dogs are just like us. They don't do well when they're isolated for long periods of time. Socialization is a great way to help improve your mood, even if it's just for a short period of time. You don't even have to use your whole social battery, but aim for at least one social interaction a day as a first step. Maybe this looks like starting up a conversation with an old friend or even complimenting someone on their shoes. Another helpful step is to look at your sleeping and eating schedule. Try and aim for 8 hours of sleep per night with 3 balanced meals a day. Also, try going on a short walk like I did. Don't be afraid to take those puppy steps. It all pays off in the long run. And finally, don't forget to allow yourself to have time to play. There is no shame in ordering an adult coloring book online or watching your favorite movies as a form of self care.
Another tip that I would highly recommend is getting a dog if you have the means.
There are many science backed benefits of getting a dog. They help with social isolation because, like Winnie was, they're always there for you. So even if you don't feel comfortable going out and socializing with others, you at least have your dog to socialize with. Studies have shown that they reduce stress and help with PTSD. They make us happier and they encourage us to move and take responsibility. You will love having a dog. And if this is the one push that it takes for you to get a dog, I would be so happy. However, if you can't get a dog, I highly recommend volunteering at your local animal shelter. It will give you a lot of the same effects. And if you're allergic, there are tons of other animals that you can interact with that will give you very similar benefits.
Millions of people around the world struggle with depression, and you're not alone if you do as well. These tips aren't supposed to cure your depression by any means, but if you're like me, they'll help you get on track to a healthier, happier lifestyle. Don't forget to talk to a specialized provider if you feel like you may be struggling with depression. And for the rest of your life, when you see a dog, let it be a reminder to you to slow down, take a deep breath, and take care of yourself. It is a dog eat dog world out there, so don't ever feel guilty for taking time to work on yourself. Thank you, and don't forget to stay positive.